Bar District.
Yeah.
It just has a bunch of famous Irish musicians on it, and so that's YouTube right there.
Temple Bar area is crazy at night.
Yes.
A lot of tourists go there a lot.
One fun thing about Dublin is our bus driver actually he does Irish dance like 3 times a week, like 2-hour sessions of like dancing, and then he took us out in the courtyard of our bed and breakfast and taught us how to jig.
And then we surprised him and showed up at his pub, and he was like
Performing at, and we started doing it.
It was impressive.
Any video?
Actually, there are videos.
Yeah. Really?
They're kind of hard to see because it was very dark.
Is this the last one I've done?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the one about the girl that thought I was
Oh,
I won't tell it. I don't.
Okay, so we went into this bookstore in Dublin, and we were buying books, and we leave, and Kyle is walking with
Pretty much
all of us girls. Like
There's
probably like 7 or 9 girls.
The guys were really
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
Anyway, Kaylee, you should be the one telling this.
No.
But, we're walking, and we literally have done nothing. And there are these 2 men on the streets, I think, that had done something to this lady, but she thought it was us. And she's like, "You can't look at, you can't whistle at me."
They whistled
like
at
that."
her, yeah.
She's like, "You can't whistle at me," to Kyle, and Kyle's like, and then she's like,
She was like, "I'm not interested in you or your ladies."
"Yeah, your harem of ladies."
And I was like, I didn't do anything.
And then she's like, "What, you think you're royal?"
Yeah, she's like, "Who are you?"
So
And then started talking about our bloodline and everything and stalking us and following us. I was like, "Lady, we're all from the same place. We're all immigrants." And she like got really pissed off at that
Kaylee
and
went
started
off on
following me some more. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, so after that, Kyle's kind of our pin.
Yeah.
Also, people of Dublin are very serious about keeping their streets clean.
Yeah, because a piece of paper fell on the ground and the street sweeper like griped me out. I was like, "I didn't do it. I'm sorry." But so.
You're very upset about it.
But it's very clean.
Good.
It's very clean.
For a big city, it is very clean.
Much cleaner than.
Okay, this is Grasmere. And this is where we went. This is where Wordsworth and John Ruskin all are originate from, where they wrote their poetry. Shelley, Keats, all of them came here at one point because of the beauty of the area. Yeah. And were inspired by the landscape. And the landscape is gorgeous over there. This was my favorite part of the trip. I was so excited about coming here because Wordsworth is my one of my favorite. But anyway, the romantic poets are very much an influence in this area.
This was taken on one of our other mountain climbs. So.
We had 2.
Yeah.
It was
Helms Crag.
Helms Crag.
Okay. Yeah, this is Helms Crag, and that is the Howitzer. And supposedly, okay, we all climbed. Kyle got up there first, then I ended up climbing up there. Who else got up there? Is that it? You climbed up this side.
This is me, and this is Kyle saying, "Please don't come up here. It's
And
scary."
there is just a complete drop.
So
on
this
the
is
other
me
side.
chickening out, saying, "Okay."
Yeah, these things are the same. Like
Yeah.
that's this view
Yeah,
of it,
it's
and then
just drops. But it's called the Howitzer because it's a type of cannon, and I guess it looks like a cannon. But later, Dr. Rogers told us that he was looking at a book of his, a travel book, and it said to not climb it at all because people like constantly are falling off and dying because of the wind blowing. So we're like, yay,
Yeah,
we
it
did
was
that.
super windy.
We did it, and we did it,
But anyway, it was gorgeous up there, though, the view. That was Helms Crag.
okay. So while they were climbing Helms Crag, this other student Ash and I, we decided that we really weren't in the mood, and we wanted to go back and look at this creek that we had seen. So we were walking back, and we see this waterfall like on the other side on another mountain. And so we're like, well, let's climb to it. It's only probably about 10 minutes away. So we start climbing, and we come across these people. Everyone in Europe, I think their general answer is, for how far along is it? It's, 30 minutes. So we asked the people, they said 30 minutes. An hour later, we ran into another couple, and we're like, how far is it? 30 minutes. Think another hour later. We come up, and we get to this lake, which is the source of the waterfall, and it's the most beautiful thing. It makes the 2-hour climb worth it. And it turned out like it was right across from Helms Craig. So.
I think it's that person who drew
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're like.
It was me.
That's what happened. Oh, and this is also where I became the third person to get injured on the trip because I ended up falling.
Every view around there was just disgustingly beautiful. It's just like, you know, you walk up to it, I'm done. I can't take any more of the beauty. It's just too much.
Okay, Dove Cottage was in Grasmere too. That's where Wordsworth lived with his family for a while. And this is taken on the Coffin Walk, which is the walk that they used to take. Well, I don't know.
It wasn't from like Ambleside to Grass.
Yeah, it's between.
Yeah,
Settlements.
it's a pretty good walk, and these people would carry the coffins of their family members, and they would walk down this thing through the woods, up, you know, like rigid paths and everything, and get to around Bridal Mount, which is where Wordsworth's house is. So we went along this path, and we stopped at this overlook, and that's Bridal Waters in the background, and this is pretty much the area where Wordsworth would have been.
I got nailed by a tree on the way up.
Yeah, you did. It was pretty treacherous. Anyway, and I read lines a few miles above Tintern Abbey, and it was phenomenal. Anyway.
And all of these random beautiful places, Dr. Rogers would assign each of us a poem that he wanted us to read. And so just randomly throughout the trip when we'd be traveling, like we would stop and sit and read this poetry that was about.
Yeah, because we read Yeats before, and then this one was Wordsworth stuff. And then Melinda
I read
18.
19.
It's
a
right,
Wordsworth
something like that.
sonnet, and it's about London, and only if Milton could only see the smell like that.
And then Rogers read The World Is Too Much With Us, and it was just really, you know, amazing. Read that poem right there. Becca and her wonderful umbrella.
It was
It
raining.
rained.
I was like the only one
Off
who
and
has a tiny
on.
umbrella that I carry with me in my backpack, like, always, because you would just be walking and it would be beautiful, and suddenly it's like sprinkling raining. So yeah,
This
it's raining.
this whole place is notoriously rainy, but we actually lucked out, and I mean, it would rain like sprinkles sometimes.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't bad at all.
Just be prepared for random wetness.
And that's Bridal Mount, where we were traveling to, where Wordsworth lived later on after Dove Cottage. And this place was huge, gardens like everywhere. It was just really beautiful. And I think that was after that. I don't know. Bridal Water was right out there too, so you could see it like right outside. It was just,
What were the dates of the trip again?
June
7th to the 21st.
7th through 28th. 28th.
And that still, it would normally be a rainy season, it just wasn't last year, or?
Yeah, I think we lucked out with how dry it was.
It's raining
really
pretty much
nice.
all the time.
Yeah, Dr. Rogers said there was only one trip where they had to actually cancel a day because it flooded, but it was only once, and it didn't happen for us at all.
Raj actually jokes that he brings the good weather to England because, like, when we talk to all these, we talk to like the hotel managers and stuff, and they're like, yeah, it was just raining a lot before you guys came.
It's so unusual. It's never this
It's never this dry.
Okay.
But we were lucky.
This is John Ruskin's home, and John Ruskin was just, he did everything.
It's amazing and everything.
Yes. Wrote, did art, like realistic paintings, everything. He was an activist and
One of his
serving.
One of his most famous pieces is called Under This Last, and this was a work that actually influenced people like Gandhi. So
Very
that's how widespread
influential
he is.
person.
He's
Did
probably the most
everything he
important
could.
person that you've never heard of.
Yeah,
I really
exactly.
feel like that's a good way to
Yes.
explain him.
But this is Coniston Water, and that's his home there. And he had like a lot of, it was the same thing, like a lot of gardens and everything, huge, bigger than Rydal Mount.
And some weird
And some weird stuff, because he was really into like geology too. Like, and so he had random rocks placed different places.
No, the weirdest
One with
thing,
lips.
the lamb garden.
Yeah,
It was like a
lamb
lamb
garden.
garden.
Like
Some
you walk,
interesting things.
like you walk into the garden and there was just like strips of lamb's wool laid out there, and then it was just in a garden randomly. So we walked in, we're like,
That's very cute.
and there's like carvings of lips and stuff stuck in it.
Yeah.
Kind of random but cool.